What's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Hey, Lil Baby, Lock Queen, New Jones, Below. What's up, Brandon? Caramel Kisses. Don't trip, I said it. Hey, Xavier. Hey, Abby. Mwah. Alika Love. What's up, y'all? Hey, everybody. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, C Golden. All right, you guys. What's good? What is good? What is good? It is Tuesday. All right, Quintessential. That's what I need to be doing, honey. I need to be working out with you. Hey, Mackenzie. Well, hey, Slappy. How are you, sir? Or ma'am? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful. Oh, Lord. Not Kiki Wyatt. Lord. Ain't nobody got time for Kiki Wyatt. So let's go, y'all. We got a lot I want to cover today. We got a lot of stuff that's going on. Now, we got some news, okay? What up, Tabitha? I just got your notification about Kiki Wyatt, child. I can't with the Kiki and the Wyatt. I can't with her. I can't with her. Mariah Carey's sister suing her for $1.2 million, okay? Hey, Corlette, how you doing? Mariah Carey used her book to humiliate and embarrass her sister in the court document. What the court document said. Mariah Carey is being sued by her sister following the release of her 2020 memoir. In a court summons filed on Monday in New York, Carey's oldest sister, Allison, 59, seeks the $1.2 million. Alleged that the legendary singer intentionally inflicted emotional distress on her with the inclusion of several stories in the star's tell-all memoir, describing Carey as heartless, vicious, vindictive. Allison claims that she's fallen back into alcohol abuse and has become uncharacteristically tearful following the book's September release. Citing the chapter in Carey's book where the singer describes an incident where Allison gave her Valium and tried to pimp her out and threw a cup of boiling hot water on her. Now, the article goes on from there. That's from people.com, so y'all can go ahead and y'all can go back and read that. But this is what I want to say. Now, I could be wrong, but I'm reading this, and it says that she included that information to embarrass her. I don't see nothing in here about her saying it ain't true. She said that she included it to embarrass her. Hey, So Jeff. Hey, Big and Sexy. What's up, boo? Now, I don't know. Allison states that an offer to settle was sent to Carey's attorney. See, that says to me that you want money. Because if you were that upset, why are you sending... You're suing Mariah Carey. Why are you sending her an offer to settle? Usually the people being sued are the ones that are like, well, let's try to see what they'll settle for. Why are you offering a settlement? And you were the one that was wronged in this situation. Hey, Miss Trish. And you're absolutely correct. The people I saw, So Jeff, and Lil Baby saying, and she used to sell all kinds of stuff to the tabloids. So you was trying to embarrass Mariah Carey for years. For years. Hey, Gigi Jones. Yeah, she just wants some money. Hey, Tracy. I'm sure Mariah can go pull up all the tabloid articles her sister gave to get some money since Mariah wouldn't give her a dime. Okay. So I'm sitting here like, hello, what's good for the goose? And again, I didn't see nothing in here where she said it wasn't true. I see where she said she was embarrassed. And let's be clear. Sometimes the actions of our past embarrass us. And you can say, hey, I was on drugs when I did that. I was an alcoholic when I did that. I wish you would not have included that in the story. But it doesn't change the story. And let's be clear, when people, just kind of goes back to the whole Wendy Williams conversation. When people tell their story, they have a right to tell their story. Now, if you were part of their story and you become, I hate to say it like this, but collateral damage, it is what it is. It's their story. Wendy Williams wanted to talk about Eric B, stealing her money and running up her credit and stealing That's her part of the story. That's her story. Eric B may not be happy that she shared it, may be a little embarrassed, but it's her story. So Mariah Carey wrote a memoir, and that was her story. Again, I didn't hear nothing in there where she said it wasn't true. Now, maybe that's further on in the court papers, but you would think that would be the first thing that would say. Yeah, you can't sue nobody because you're embarrassed. You can't. And if Mariah Carey says, listen, that is how I remember the story, you have to prove that there's malice and intent. Where DC at? DC in the room. You have to prove malice and intent, right? Am I wrong? There are cause of actions related to the public disclosure of true information. Depends on the jurisdiction. Okay. Well, you don't have to give us the whole case law. You don't have to. Hey, thank you, Jaded. Mwah. But, I feel like there are cause of actions related to the... Okay, so there may be a cause of action, right? But it's still a high burden to prove, correct, DC, or no? Is it still a yes, you can. False light or public disclosure of private information. It just depends on the okay, it depends on the jurisdiction. Okay, so maybe you can. That's our legal correspondent. So if the legal correspondent say yes, then we got to go with the legal correspondent. But, hey, Jaded, mwah. But depends on, of course, the jurisdiction. So we'll see. But it sounds to me like, I'm just saying. Now listen, unfortunately, we live in a or fortunately, depending on what your line of work is. Hey, Verbe. Hey, boo. Fortunately or unfortunately, we live in a very litigious society. So yeah, I guess she has a right to sue, honey. She got a right to sue. But I'm just saying. Jada, I need to get these nails done, honey. Look at that. Look at that new growth. Look at that new growth. I'm getting them done this week. If that's the case, let me get a few lawsuits good and ready. But here's the thing. Suing and winning are two different things. Suing and winning, two different things. And remember, when somebody... I'm sure that, Mariah Carey didn't self-publish her book. I'm sure that the publishing house that she went through is very reputable, and I'm sure that it went through the lawyers before they published that book. So that's not to say that the sister don't have a case, because again, I ain't go to nobody's law school, and I'm gonna defer to our legal expert. But it seems to me like all of that was covered before they published that book. But that's just me. I could be wrong. She's mad she didn't get a cut of the book sales. It's far-fetched, but you get the right arguments and the right judge and the stars align. Yeah, and that is true, DC. Now, we know that to be true. You go into court and you have the right, you come up with the right article, you got the right judge sitting there that's trying to hear it. You're right. But yeah, so she says it is far-fetched, but it's not totally ridiculous. But it's far-fetched, but not totally ridiculous. She might get a settlement, but she ain't gonna get $1 million. Like Mariah Carey. First of all, Mariah Carey her lawyers have not even responded to their lawyers. So let's just start there. She may get something for her to just go away. But and let's be clear. Well, I ain't even gonna say that because I don't know that woman like that. But she ain't gonna get $1 million. Nah. She might walk away about 50,000, maybe 100,000. But she ain't gonna get no $1 million. Nah. And depending on how petty Mariah Carey is feeling, and we know Mariah Carey can be petty, she might tell her, take me to court. Take me to court. Because let's be clear, Mariah Carey knew what she was doing when she wrote that book and she put that in the book. So that already lets you know how she feel about this woman. Okay. And if the stories are true, that's Mariah Carey's trauma. And if that's her way of dealing with the trauma, if that was her way of processing through her trauma, then that's what she had to do. Abby, I meant to call you today too. I need to talk to you. I got to remember to call you when I get off of here. All right. So that's the first story. Like I said, we got a lot of stuff I want to run through, honey. We ain't got time all day today. We ain't got all day today. What's his name? Ryan Coogler. Moogler, the guy that did Black Panther. Well, I can't remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The guy that did Black Panther. Moogler. Little baby, what's his name? He inked a deal. He inked a deal. Hey, Yana, you only missed the Mariah Carey, honey. We talked about the Mariah Carey child. He inked a deal with Disney to create product for Disney, including a Wakanda TV show. I don't know how I feel about a Wakanda TV show. Hey, Mimi, what's up? I'm here for Black Panther. I loved Wakanda. I love the idea of Wakanda, but here's what I don't want. I don't want an oversaturation. I don't want to water it down. I don't want to dumb it up. I don't want everything doesn't translate to TV. You know what I'm saying? Everything doesn't translate to TV. Unfortunately, Chadwick Boseman is not here and so they have to already switch up how they're going to do the franchise. I want them to focus on that. I want them to focus on figuring out what they're going to do with the Black Panther franchise. I'm here for the Wakanda, the idea of a Wakanda, but let's be clear. You know you're not going to get none of them to do the TV show. None of those stars of the movie are going to do the TV show. If they do it like Wanda Davidson, it might be epic. I don't know what that is, Jaded. What is Wanda Davidson, babe? You know, you got to help me out. I don't know what that is, boo. Here it is right here. Ryan Coogler. I was close. Inks a 5-year overall deal with Disney. Wakanda TV series in the works at Disney Plus. I don't know. I just don't. Now, I'm going to tell you what I would be here for. I would be here for, hey, Joshua. Hey, babes. WandaVision. I still don't know what that is. I didn't see. What is WandaVision? I don't know what that is. Should I know what WandaVision is, y'all? I'm sorry. Oh, they used 2 of the actors from the Avengers? Okay. We're talking about a possible Wakanda TV show. So here's what I'm saying about that. You're right, DC, but and you never know what people put in their contracts. So let me say that. You never know what people put in their contracts. But I don't believe that a TV show was probably in their contracts, because who would have thought that? I don't know. But the guy, well, I mean, obviously Chadwick, we know. The one who plays her sister, the one who played the head, Suri, the one that played the head of security, the one that played her husband, hell, he done 20 movies since Wakanda, since Black Panther. I don't even know if he's available to do a TV show, right? Now, I would be here for a cartoon, and I'm going to tell you why I'd be here for a cartoon. I'd be here for a cartoon because then you could get the voices. Wanda is Scarlet Witch, and Vision is Vision. They have a TV show now. Oh, got it. See, y'all got to help me out with this stuff, because y'all know I don't be all into the Marvel and the DC like that. I don't know all that. Okay, I see what you're saying. In a cartoon, we can get the voices. Like, you can find somebody that can sound like Chadwick Boseman. You can find somebody that sounds like Shuri. You can find somebody, or they can do the voices. Eddie Murphy has proven to y'all that you can do the cartoon characters, you can do the cartoons and keep it moving for a long time. And Eddie Murphy got a studio in his house. He goes down to his little area. He does his voices for his little movies, and he keeps it moving. He don't never even go into the studio. They said when he did Shrek all from his house. He never went into the studio. He ain't never met them people. And he sent it into him. Speaking of Shrek, y'all know they got a Shrek for I think it's called Shrek Forever. But it's gonna be on IMDb, the IMDb channel. I don't think I had that. Oh, they already have a cartoon on Disney Plus? Okay, well, listen. From the premise of the show, I don't know if I'll be with those same actors because it sounds like before present day Black Panther. Well, and that's the thing that they could do, I guess, to excuse it, I guess, is it could be a different period of time in Wakanda. So it'll be different people that would be the king. Because we know that Black Panther is not the person, it is the position. It, Black Panther changes like Doctor Who, it changes. It's the position. So, I mean, they could probably, I guess they could pull it off. I think everyone is just caught up on Chadwick, whom I love as Black Panther, but the cinematic universe has to move on. I may have been too soon for the announcement. I agree, DC. I agree that we need to move on, and I'm okay with that. Like, I love Chadwick. He's going to forever be Black Panther. But I think from the beginning, and I'm not even that deep into the comics, but I understood that Black Panther was the position and not the person. So I always understood that Black Panther could be somebody different one day. And of course, I never connected it to Chadwick leaving the way he left. But I was okay with one day it not being Chadwick. But I'm here for a series that deals with like the day-to-day and the technology of it. I don't know. I just think I shouldn't say I'm here for it. I'm okay with it, I should say. But I just, I don't know, y'all. I just don't want it to get watered down and oversaturated. For me, my objections aren't even about Chadwick. It's just, I don't want it to become an oversaturation of the idea of Wakanda. Y'all know what I'm saying? Is Disneyland going to create a Wakanda land? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised to find out if they did. I could definitely see them opening up in a few years of Wakanda land. I could see it. I could absolutely see them opening up Wakanda. Mm-hmm. Yep, I could see it. They should make Black Panther's sister the princess. I agree, Slappy, and I've been saying that. I'm here for, and it's Shuri, and her name's Shuri. I'm here for her being the new Black Panther. And doesn't she become the Black Panther in the comic books? Exactly, Lamone. Hey, Lamone. It's a fictional comic book character. Let's move on. Let's get over it. I know that's right. Right. He was never going to be Black Panther forever. I just want to see someone in the form fitting of the... You know what? I'm okay with that too. I just need them to be able to fit that suit right. Okay? Like Xavier said, he don't want Shuri to be the Black Panther. Well, so I don't know. Now, speaking of TV, let's keep it moving. I already told y'all they coming out with a Shrek Forever. Now, I personally love Shrek, and I'm here for it. And it sounds like they've got all the original voices. I heard Eddie Murphy. I heard Mike Myers. So I'm here for another Shrek movie. Listen, I love Shrek. They can keep making Shrek movies. Hey, what's up, Geechee girl? Hey, girl. You wanted Michael Jai White to reprise the role? Yeah. And Michael Jai White could still do it. I feel like he could still carry it. They have other black actors doing the role. Other actors doing the role, like Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. I know that's right, because if I see one more damn Spider-Man movie, child, I'm already over us using Wakanda in every scenario. We making cakes talking about this ain't Wakanda. Oh, that's okay, Dewana. Come on in, take a seat, boo. Come on in, take a seat. Not they could, Joshua. We're not doing that. See, you wrong. Yes, you love that green monster. I love me some. I love Shrek. Yeah, I love Shrek. But thank you, Geechee girl. Listen, hey Kish Esquire, how you doing? You've had 5 to 11, so why not a Black? Exactly. We don't have 5,672 Spider-Man. We done had 20 Batman. Now they haven't killed us with Superman. They ain't killed us with the Superman, but I be daggone, they done killed me with the Spider-Man. Listen, they done killed us with the Spider-Man. Now, the other thing in movie news, Shrek is hilarious. It is. The other thing, speaking of which, y'all got to be in my age group to get to understand this. Did y'all know they started streaming dinosaurs on Disney Plus? Bitch, I'm binging that this weekend. I am binging. I used to love that show. Not the baby. That was my show. All right. Anyway, sidebar. In other TV news, what's my boy's name? Yeah, that new Wonder Woman movie. The first one was great, but the second one, you already binged Xavier. Oh my gosh, I love that movie, that show. I didn't know it was on Disney because y'all know I don't be on my Disney. You know, that's what Eddie Murphy said about Shrek. To keep it going, I would too. They get 15 to 20 million for exactly. And like I said, Eddie Murphy don't even have to come out his role. Okay, he was working from home before we was working from home. Recess and Doug. Now I never watched Recess and Doug. You need to say I'm ready for the Black Widow movie too, Slappy. All right, Slappy on it, y'all. The Muppet Show comes to Disney this month. Oh no, I love the Muppets. Listen, I love the Muppets. Oh, I might start getting my money's worth out of my Disney, and don't nobody say nothing in the chat about you know what. Don't say it. Don't do it. What's his name, y'all? The one that made the one that did Star at Empire. What's his name? Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one that old Dame Dash that money. What his name is? I knew Lil Baby was gonna say something. Muppet Komoko was my favorite song to this day. You watch the Muppet Show yeah, I used to love the Muppet Show. I used to love it. And Muppet Babies used to be my shit. Lee Daniels, thank y'all. So Lee Daniels is rebooting the Wonder Years. And I think ABC has already ordered the pilot. So the pilot is going to be made. Now, whether it's going to be picked up as a show, we don't know. But the pilot is going to be made because ABC ordered the pilot. Now, let me say this. When I first heard this, I was like, no. I'm tired of these reboots. I wish everybody would just come up with original ideas and not do the reboot. But I would be okay with it if it wasn't Lee Daniels. And I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I'm here for a reboot of the Wonder Years from the Black perspective, if that's what he's going to do. Remember, the Wonder Years took place in the late 60s. We were talking about Vietnam, and we were talking about they were coming of age during this time of Vietnam and social change and social unrest. But it was coming from the white perspective, which is a perspective we need. It's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm here for us doing a Wonder Years from the Black perspective. How was Vietnam dealt with in the Black household? We don't need to, the women's rights movement. Remember, his sister was a hippie and the dad was this conservative. Let's be clear. Contrary to what people want to believe, that was the same thing was going on in the Black community. You had Black parents who saw their children turning into these revolutionaries and joining these radical groups like SNCC. Because remember, back then, SNCC was considered, oh my gosh, my child is dropping out of college to do what? And then they got even more radical with the Black Panther Party. And so I would kind of be here for that from that perspective, if you want to know the truth of the matter. But I don't want it to be Lee Daniels. And here's why I don't want it to be Lee Daniels. I don't want it to be Lee Daniels because I don't want us to get caught up in his agenda. My uncle refused to speak about Vietnam. Right. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's a story there from the Black perspective because you can't talk about the 1960s and not address the civil rights movement. But by the late 1960s, the civil rights movement was sort of dying down and we were getting more into women's rights. We were getting more into the political unrest of Vietnam. We talked about this the other week, that when we were talking about Martin Luther King, that in his later years, in his last few years, Martin Luther King had even become more radical. And he had started speaking about Vietnam and poor people and the disenfranchisement of poor people in America, right? So you had that story there. And it's a story that needs to be told, because I think a lot of people feel like our story ended when the civil rights movement ended, and it didn't. There's a lot more there. And when you get into the 1970s and you get into busing and you get into forced integration, there's a whole nother story there. And in the 1970s, you had women fighting for their rights. You had the whole women's rights movement. You had the hippie movement. Contrary to popular belief, not all Black people was hanging out at Motown. We were very much a part of that whole hippie movement and that whole white rock movement. Like, we were there. We were a major part of it. And so, hey, Dre, what's up? Hey, Dre Simber. So I'm here for it, but again, I ain't here for Lee Daniels' version of it. And I hate to say it that way. I just don't think he's going to do it right. At least not what my vision of it is. You know what I'm saying? We have to stop telling our children to only do business, doctors, lawyers. We need more creative diversity in arts, films, theater. We need more minds at skills. Oh, yes. All skills matter. I was having that conversation. Who was I talking to? It wasn't on the computer. It was in person. So it couldn't have been but so many people, because y'all know I don't be around so many people. It might have been at work, because I know I had to go to work. I actually went in the building last week. Who was I talking to? Anyway, but that's what we were talking about. We were talking about, when I was at the hairdresser. That's when it was. And we were having this whole conversation about when they took vocational arts out of schools and how detrimental that was. And the same thing, whenever the school system needs to make cuts, the first thing they do is cut the art department. They cut the music department. Like, that's what they do. And I agree with you 100%. They told me my mama used to clean up spills on the side of the road when she was in the Army. When she passed, I found out she was a damn gun specialist. Child, you know what? See? Right. And again, the Vietnam experience was different for Black soldiers than it was for white soldiers. Don't get me wrong. It was a horrible experience for everybody. Vietnam was a horrible, horrible thing. But the numbers were disproportionately different and higher for young Black men going to Vietnam versus young white men going to Vietnam. The numbers were like this. And so again, it's just a story. I don't know, y'all. That's just me. Vietnam War is the boogeyman for every Black family that had a draft age son or brother. True. He won't do it right. Yeah, I don't think he'll do a good job of it, but I'm here for it. What up, y'all? Hey, boo. Older people need to make room for work alongside and keep upcoming generations work together. Yeah. Don't just teach them to be merchants. Selling is great, but like y'all say, it's all skills matter. Absolutely. I tell people all the time, listen, let's be clear. My mechanic probably make more money than me. And it ain't nothing wrong with it. I ain't mad at him. I ain't knocking nobody's hustle. You know, but he ain't go to college. He don't have student loans that I'm paying for. Make more money than me. A lot of them did get hooked on heroin. And a lot of them came back drug addicts. And Vietnam was the first war where the soldiers did not come back heroes. They didn't come back heroes. They didn't come back respected. They didn't come back being celebrated. And that added to the horrors of what happened in Vietnam. It's the first war where you didn't have parades celebrating these soldiers, because people's anger at the war spilled over into the soldiers. It wasn't their fault, you know. Why not cut resource officers? Well, I don't know about cutting the resource officers now. I'll be honest with you. I ain't going to get into that debate, but listen, there's some schools that need their damn resource officers, okay? Is it true Muhammad Ali was told to go? Yeah, Muhammad Ali refused to fight. He was drafted. He refused to go, and that's when he was stripped of his title. And he never went to jail for it, but he had to literally fight the government. He had to fight the government, and he was legally he won his lawsuit, and that's when he went back to boxing. But he was stripped of his title, and he couldn't box for like 2 or 3 years. He lost his money. He lost his, whatever money they were making back then. But he stood by his convictions. But I think his lawsuit was a conscientious objector. He was a conscientious objector. I hate when people call some degrees useless. I don't think that any degree is useless, honestly. If you learn something and it's helping you take it to wherever it is you're trying to go. You can remember Vietnam bracelets. Yeah. I don't remember. I mean, I don't remember Vietnam. Obviously, I only know of it through my love of history and my study of it. But I've talked to enough people and I've seen enough to kind of get the idea. I mean, I know it'll never be the same as being there and living through it. I get that, but yeah, you know what, Jaded? Muhammad Ali said that didn't really happen. He said that he didn't throw away his gold medal. Now that's what he said, but that's been a story for a long time. But he said that that's not true. He said that because in the movie, they made a movie of Muhammad Ali like years and years ago, and there's a scene in the movie where he threw his gold medal in the water. But he said that he didn't. He said that's not true. Before he passed away, he was like that didn't happen. But I don't know. They need to cut ineffective administrators, the ones that taught one class and lucked into an administrative position. Child, don't get me started on that one, DC. Oh, girl, we can talk about that one for years. Come on over to the Teacher Project 2.0. We talk about that all the time over there, honey. But he was a celebrity at that time. Why would he try and make him do that? I'm confused. Because that was the law. Elvis Presley got drafted. He had to go fight in World War II. The difference between Elvis Presley and Muhammad Ali is Elvis Presley went. But Elvis Presley, I mean, if you're drafted, you're drafted. A lot of celebrities get drafted. When there was a draft, they just haven't enacted the draft. But that is the law. You don't get out of going to the war because you're a celebrity. Now, you might get preferential treatment once you're there. For example, I think it was Bing Crosby was drafted, and he was like in the musical, like he was in the band or something like that. But you may get preferential treatment once you're there. But being a celebrity, you know what I'm saying? It doesn't guarantee you. I should put it that way. Because I'm not going to say that ain't no celebrities get caught up. But it does not guarantee you a pass. So that was the law. When there's a draft in place, the law says that if you are over the age of 18 and you're in good health or whatever, if there's a draft in place and your number comes up, you got to go. Here in the UK, they don't even acknowledge the black people that fought in the wars. It's so disgusting. Well, you know, in France, they put the black soldiers on the front line. And what's funny is in the United States, they didn't want the black soldiers to fight at all. But France was like, y'all go out there. Y'all get killed first. We'll stay back here. Y'all going out there and get killed first. And I was like, I mean, if you think about it, France was the smart ones. Like, if you really didn't like the black soldiers, why not put them in the line of fire first? But anyway. Child. I think Lee can do a historical. He did The Butler and is doing Billie Holiday. I think it depends on the story. You know what? That's true. I forgot that he did The Butler. And okay. That's true, y'all. Now, maybe I was just focusing too much on Empire and Star. But you're right. I'm going to give him, all right, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay. All 18-year-old young men have to register for service in case they reinstate the draft. Absolutely. That's the law. Muhammad Ali's issue was, why should he go fight a man who has done nothing to him at the same time for a country that didn't consider him a man? Right. And it was against his religious beliefs. Yeah. Both the princes, that's a part. Yeah, the princes have to fight. That's a part of their duty. They have to go in the military for a certain amount of time. Andrew just chose to stay. He didn't have to stay as long as he did. William went in and did what he had to do and got the hell out. God forbid a draft comes in present day, a bullet is going through my foot. I don't do war. Yeah. I don't think, never is a long time, but I don't think they'll ever reinstate the draft. I just don't think they will. But never is a strong word. I don't like to use the word never, but I think it's a strong possibility that's not going to happen. Belize! Hey, boo! It's so good to see you. So good to see you. A million kisses. So good to see you, baby. Spike Lee needs to do a reboot. No, I don't want Spike Lee to do it either. Well, you know what? That's true. I take that back. I'll take that back. Spike Lee, he is thorough. If he's nothing else, he's not thorough. He's nothing else, he's thorough. Yeah. You think they will, y'all? You see, you have a different perspective than I do. I respect your perspective because you were in it. You know, you were there. So I respect your perspective. Right. And that's the thing. You can use the conscientious objector, but the thing, okay. So this is what I'm going to say about this. And it may not be fair about it, but Jonathan said he coming out the bushes. I know everybody, y'all put some love on Belize. We missed you, boo. We missed you so much. We missed you. And people have been asking about you. They've been asking about Belize. And I told them that I talked to you and that we just wanted to extend prayers to you. That's all we wanted to do was send you some prayers. So I'm glad to see you. The thing about being Amish versus Muhammad Ali's situation, and I'm not judging either one. I'm not saying one is right or one is wrong. It is a lot easier. The Amish people have been well established as an organization that's against war. They don't do war. They don't participate in war. They don't do it. And they've been well established in that realm. Versus a Muhammad Ali, who was a boxer, a black man. Oh, look, everybody coming out the bushes. Look, El Teddy, I didn't even know you were here. Who's saying, hey, I've converted now. I'm a Muslim now, and I no longer believe in this. And so you have people looking at him like, bruh. Because remember, everybody was trying to get out the war. So the government was just looking at him like, bruh, you just want to stay here and fight. Like, you don't really want to go to war, not because you're objecting to it or you have an issue. You just don't want to go to war. You know what I'm saying? But if you were born and raised Amish, it's a well-established. So it's a lot easier for someone to claim a conscientious objector when you've been living this lifestyle your whole life versus you just converted. Now, I'm not saying that anybody is right or they're wrong in that situation, because I think that Muhammad Ali had a right to say, it doesn't matter. When I converted, I no longer want to support this. And he eventually won. He eventually won. The numbers aren't low yet, but that can be a reason. I believe it will happen as a tactic to scare or set people straight, especially the athletes. Ooh, interesting. Hey, Miss Baything. Hey, it's me, D. El Teddy slept with your... Okay, I ain't got nothing to do with that. All right. Let's go on, because we done got way off, child. Hold on. All right, sorry about that. All right, so let's jump into this. Now, this might be other people's situation. Oh, well, let's finish up TV and then we'll go to this last little situation. Last thing under TV is, so Zeus versus VH1. VH1 has sent a cease and desist letter to Zeus Network saying that the Zeus Network is taking all of their reality stars and got them over to the Zeus Network, and that is a violation of their contract. Now, this is what I find interesting. A couple of things I find interesting. VH1, you were in a dispute with Mona Scott Young and her company, and we didn't even know if VH1 was going to keep them Love and Hip Hop shows. That's number one. Number two, because of COVID, even if everything was kosher between you and Mona Scott Young, y'all wasn't even filming. Number two, people got to work. People got to eat. Number three, they were doing totally different programming. It wasn't like they were recreating Love and Hip Hop. You know what I'm saying? They weren't recreating Love and Hip Hop. They were doing a totally different show, the conversation. And so I found that to be interesting. And I guess I would have to see what's in their contract. I mean, VH1 might have a legal case if their contract says that they can't, honeymoon, or they're, locked into that network. I don't know. I'm sure it's going to come down to the language in that contract. But I'm just like, come on, bruh. Like, y'all weren't even filming. People wasn't working. Like, you're going to begrudge these people making some change. And Zeus isn't trying to do Love and Hip Hop. They're doing a whole different situation. They're having shows, The Conversation. Yeah, little baby. I'm sure they were. I'm sure VH1 has a case. I am positive. Well, I'm pretty certain that VH1 has them people locked into them airtight ass, you can't work for nobody else type contracts. I'm pretty certain of that. But I just find it to be very interesting. Right, Abby. They don't want them people to earn more than them Popeyes gift cards. Okay. They weren't worried when the stars were over on WeTV. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, VH1 is under Viacom, but Zeus isn't. Zeus is a whole separate thing. And I really think Ray J is I think Ray J is more involved over there because he was the executive producer of all of the conversations. Those were his shows. And so I just found that to be very interesting. No, it wasn't. The first conversation was between Princess and Ray J. And that was during COVID. When the first conversation came out, that was during COVID. So they weren't filming. And then the second conversation was Hazel Lee and Masika, and then we had A1 and Lyrica. So yeah, it is a lot of the VH1 stars, but all of that took place during COVID. It may be a competition law claim, but that may backfire on VH1. Child. Right, and at the end, that's the other thing. At the time, it was even up in the air whether whether VH1 and Zeus. I mean, VH1 was even going to have them shows. Remember, we had that whole conversation. Well, thank you, Ken Nola News. You must be up in the bushes. Thank you, sir, sharing the video. So yeah, this is an interesting case for me. I would like to know what the cause of action is because breach of contract is for the parties to contract. Zeus doesn't have a contract with VH1. Okay, see, that's what I thought was interesting too. I thought that was interesting too, that they gave a cease and desist. It was Zeus and VH1, not against the individual people. I thought that was interesting because it seems to me like they would have come after Ray J. He was the executive producer, and the other people who were on those shows. The other thing is, Lyrica and Hazel Lee aren't even on VH1 anymore, so that wouldn't even apply to them. You know what I'm saying? Right. That's what I thought, DC, that VH1, hey, Jason, that VH1 would go after the stars. I thought that was interesting. But I saw that today. Maybe they're jealous of Zeus. They might be. Because who knows when we're going to get some new Love and Hip Hop. It has literally been a year. It'll be a year in like March, I guess, that we haven't had any new Love and Hip Hop. So who knows when we're going to get some new Love and Hip Hop. Right. That's because where the rotation ended, Hollywood was next. We didn't get a Hollywood season. And like normally right around now, we would be ending New York and Miami would overlap. Atlanta would be next, right? Something like that. Because remember, they started showing the Atlanta season, but they had to stop filming because of COVID. So we only got like 5 or 6 episodes of Atlanta last season. They literally had to stop filming because of COVID. I'll be honest with you, I could see Viacom buying out Zeus if they think it's worth their energy. Right. VH1 is doing that whole family retreat thing with stars from all of the different shows. So maybe that's when they're going to reset the cycle. Like we'll do this one show with everybody and then we'll start over with the rotation. Because I heard that they're filming. I heard that they are filming. I think Atlanta is filming and I think New York. Don't quote me on the New York part. But I think Atlanta is filming and I think New York is. Yeah, Viacom definitely has deep pockets. All right, y'all. So let's get into this. We got two more stories. I told you I had a lot I wanted to cover today. So let's talk about this Marilyn Manson situation. Okay. Marilyn Manson, hunty. Now, some of y'all may not know who Marilyn Manson is because he might be before y'all's time. Marilyn Manson was real big in like the mid-90s, I guess. I don't know, child. The mid-90s, I guess. When would y'all say Marilyn Manson hit his peak? And I mean, if you listen to his kind of music, he probably is still pretty big for you. So Marilyn Manson is like a punk rock singer. I don't know what your genre would call him. He was real big in like the mid-late 90s because he had this whole dark, pale, black. He dabbled in like the whole dark arts thing. He put on that illusion of worshiping the devil. Well, I shouldn't say it's illusion. I don't know what he did, whether he worshiped the devil or not. But that whole thing, right? And then the kids really started following him, and he was accused of encouraging kids to cut themselves and just do these crazy things, right? So for a long time, he was like a household name, but not because, like I said, I remembered a couple of his songs. I mean, I never bought an album or anything, but I knew a couple of his songs. So Rachel Wood, who he used to date, went public and said, a lot of 2020 specials with him, went public and said that he sexually abused her. I'm going to read you a little bit of this. When Evan Rachel Wood, I should say, named her abuser on Monday morning as singer Marilyn Manson, it came as no surprise to some. In recent years, Woods has become a champion for domestic violence survivors and gave chilling testimony before Congress about how her abuser groomed, raped, threatened, and brainwashed her. Although she never publicly disclosed who the man was, it was widely speculated that she was talking about Manson. The ramifications for Manson came swiftly. By the afternoon, he was dropped from his record label and his management company. Now, Evan Rachel Wood is on the TV show Westwood. But for some, I'm gonna read this a little bit and I'm gonna stop. I'm on. What am I on? Vanity Fair. But for some, the current repercussions are too little, too late. Warner, that's his real name, Brian Warner, has been accused of sexual misconduct in the past, but no criminal charges have stuck. In 2018, Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office declined to pursue charges of sexual assault stemming from an incident in 2011. In 2001, he was charged with sexual assault for rubbing his crotch on a security guard's head at a concert in Michigan, but the charge was later reduced to disorderly conduct. Warner paid the $4,000 fine. Warner even has a history of talking about his violent fantasies, telling Spin in his song, I Want to Kill You Like They Do in the Movies, was about her, about Wood, and that he thought every day about smashing her skull in with a sledgehammer. Now, she also said that their relationship started when she was underage. So my question to everyone is, does he deserve the same treatment as an R. Kelly? Is he R. Kelly? Are we putting him on that? Does he need to go to jail? You out, Jason? Okay, babes. I mean, what we doing? Here's the thing. For a lot of people, are we surprised? If you know Marilyn Manson and you know what surrounds him in his history. Are we shocked by it? You know, shout out to the 100 people in the room, in the chat, you guys. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. Go on and hit that subscribe button. We are 36 subscribers away from 5,000. I'm trying to get to my 5,000. Okay. So if you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Yeah, she said their relationship was sexually abusive. She said that she said that he would tie her down and hold her prisoner. Like she's been very explicit. The thing is, she never said his name until now. Listen, I don't know, but you know what happens when stuff like this happens. Now we are hearing more and more people are speaking up and saying that it happened to them. So it'll be interesting. I think it's getting ready to be a long couple of months for Mr. Brian Warner. This just happened, I think today or yesterday. And he's already been dropped by his record label, and his management company dropped him. So it's going to be a long, in that article, they went on to say that there's a senator that's calling for an investigation and criminal charges to be pressed. So it's going to be a long couple of months for him. I mean, personally, I feel like he's probably guilty. I mean, I don't know that man, but I'm just saying. I won't surprise. Him and R. Kelly both crazy as hell and should share a cell. Let them pee on each other. Lock Voldemort up, Lord. So a Wendy Williams with the same story, but we're just now getting the name. Yeah. She said that she's never spoken his name before, but now she's saying it's him. Yeah. She's been speaking about her abuse for years, but she would never say who it was. And she even said in the article I read earlier, she even said that he was blackmailing her. So I'm guessing that he might have like some incriminating pictures of her or things like that. But she said she's not going to be blackmailed anymore. She's not going to be threatened into silence, that she's going to speak her truth. When you learn about his history, I'm not surprised. Yeah, it's been a lot about him. And again, he always said he was just playing a character. That's not who he really was. But I don't know. Hey, Ella. Mwah. When did they break up? They broke up a while ago. They've been broken up for a while. I don't have a year in front of me, but it's been a while. A bunch of baby boomers are feeling vindicated for telling their kids not to listen. Yeah, they probably are. Because that was a big thing. I mean, after they stopped coming after gangster rap, it went to Marilyn Manson. All that same venom and anger that they had coming after gangster rap, child, they went right for them. They went right for them. Child. All right, y'all. Last but not least, well, y'all gonna let me get out of here in an hour today? So, Amazon. We got 2 Amazon stories. Okay. One, the statute of limitations might come into play. That's true. You're right. Depending on the years. You're right. You're right about that. But it depends on who else comes out of the woodwork to say he did it and when those years were. But you're right. Statute of limitations could be an issue. Got 2 Amazon stories. So the first Amazon story is Amazon was ordered to pay flex workers. Hold on, here it is right here. $62 million to flex workers following a federal investigation of wage theft allegations. Now, all of us love our Amazon, and we love the fact that we get our packages in 1, 2 days, 3 days, or whatever. But Amazon, let me read you a little bit, maybe one of the largest, most profitable companies in the world, but a recent federal ruling declared that the company must part with over $60 million from the outcome of a recent probe by the U.S. Federal Trade Commission. Amazon has been ordered to pay millions to flex workers who accuse the company of stealing their wages. Yeah, honey. According to the FTC, Amazon hired thousands of drivers and promised them large base wages and room to earn generous tips. Unfortunately, the company instead used the workers' tips to pay the base wages, meaning that workers never received the tips that they earned, which Amazon promised would be $18 to $25 an hour. Additionally, some of the tips went directly to Amazon instead of workers, who were never told that they had tips and would sometimes have to pay their... Okay, I got to click the link. I ain't clicking the link. So they hire you with the promise that you can make this money and get your tips. And then they take your tips and use the tips as your salary instead of paying you your salary. Now, ain't that some shiggity? Now, what I find interesting is today, Jeff Bezos also announced that he was stepping down as CEO to become an executive. And it came as a shock to a lot of people, but I find it interesting that both of these stories hit at the same time. What y'all think? You've had an Amazon. I had an Amazon store. I used to sell books on Amazon. I used to like books that I read that I didn't want to keep in my library. I used to sell them, but it got to be too much. I felt like I was running back and forth to the post office all the damn time, and I wasn't making that much money. I was making a little bit of change, but I wasn't making it. Now I know people who have Amazon stores, and they be on Amazon and they be on Facebook Marketplace, and they make all kinds of money. But I guess that just wasn't my hustle. Disgusting that one human should have that much money, but they're starving countries in extreme poverty. Well, that's called capitalism. I can't, that's capitalism. Oh, is that why Bezos is stepping down from CEO? That's what I'm saying. I find it very interesting, very convenient. Very convenient. My play on words is hilarious. Too much of a coinky-dink. I know. You use Amazon fulfillment. Well, what you got on your Amazon store, Jason? You need to let us know. You need to let us know so we can drop your link. You might have some stuff on there that we want. Might have some good stuff in your store. We didn't know you had a store. Yeah, I'm with you, Auntie Dee. It just seemed like a real coincidence, especially since it seemed like it came out of nowhere. A lot of people seemed like they didn't know it was coming, honey. They ain't know it was coming. The owner of Zara owes me money after the things I done bought. His placement is no better. Yeah, well, I'm sure they all come from the same school. They all come from that same. So yeah, he probably just as bad. But for a long time, they were saying that the workers weren't treated well. I've heard that for a while. This isn't news to me. That people have been accusing Amazon because people were trying to tell me I need to stop using Amazon and I need to find other places because Amazon treats their workers so bad and stuff like that, child. I probably do need to be more convicted in my spirit, but I think that this is standard business. He's becoming chief executive. He hasn't been the lead in the day-to-day discussion for a few years anyway. I just think it's business. Yeah, maybe. It just seemed coincidental, winky-dinky that it all came out at the same time. But you're right. It might just be what would have happened anyway. Y'all sell toys, baby clothes, golf apparel, and some hodgepodge. Okay, well, you gotta listen. Email me your link, Jason. I might find some stuff on there. I got nephews and nieces, child. I got babies in my life. Send me. I would much rather order and give you put a few change in your pocket, a little bit of change in your pocket than somebody else's that I don't know. I wonder if this applies to Amazon delivery service providers. I don't know. You could probably read. The article may have gotten that specific. I don't know. They were literally not paying people during the pandemic while Jeff just gets richer. Y'all sell Black children's books? Jason, email me your link. Email me your Amazon link. Everywhere that isn't fair trade certified probably has some workers somewhere that aren't being treated well. That's true. That's true, Bat. That's true. We've talked about that in my class about child labor and how it still exists throughout the world. I knew some people who worked there and they've had some real disturbing stories about Amazon. Wow. He's part of the elite group, nothing but corruption and evil. He's the richest man in the world. This should never happen. Yeah. Yep. So it was a lot that had gone down, y'all. A lot going on. We got a lot in that hour. Yes, during the early part of Rona, Amazon didn't want to deep clean the warehouses and pay hazard pay. The employees had to organize. Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that. I remember that the workers was like, bro. I do remember that. Yeah. The demand on pickers on the Amazon job are hurt at an alarming level. Really? Wow. See? Child. Well, let me get off of here. So with that being said, we can get off of here for today. Again, if you are participating in the book club, chapters 1 through 3 has already been uploaded on the website. I mean, on the other channel. You go over to my backup channel if you are not subscribed. I don't know if Ebby's still in the room or not. I'll drop the link for my backup channel. Your son contracted Rona. Oh, no, while working for Amazon? Oh, damn. This is the link for the backup channel if you want to participate with us in the book club. Chapters 4, 5, and 6 will be uploaded in the next couple of days, and then 7, 8, 9 will be uploaded by Monday. And on Monday, we'll have a live discussion, and it'll be on StreamYard, and you guys will be able to come up for us to have a conversation and a live discussion about the book. Okay, so that's the schedule for this week. Indigo made you mad. Oh no, Bap. Okay, well, I hope you can join us for the discussion and you tell me why Indigo made you mad. I don't want you to say too much because some people may not have read that far and all of that stuff. So I don't know what she made you mad about, but wait till we get there. But yeah. So that's that. And as always, make sure you get your Avon on. Make sure you get your Avon on. All right, I'm going to be dropping my Avon link for you to shop Avon. You love the book club? Oh, I'm so glad. I'm glad to hear it. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, rest in peace to Screech. I meant to mention that yesterday. Dustin Diamond, who played Screech on Saved by the Bell, he passed on yesterday. And it's really sort of sad. They were filming, they rebooted. They did the reboot for Saved by the Bell. And he was on set filming, and they had to rush him to the hospital last week, I think it was, or the week before last. And he was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, and he actually had started radiation treatment, and then it died. So whatever, they must have caught it too late, or it was the doctors didn't know it was as bad as it was, or what have you. But I feel bad because it just seemed to happen in like a 2-week window. It happened really quickly. He was rushed to the hospital. He was diagnosed. He started radiation, and then he passed. So definitely rest in peace. Yeah, he had a couple of years where he was a little bit, getting on people's nerves, and he said some things and he did some things. But ultimately, I think that these child actors, they just have a hard time with reality sometimes. And when the money runs up and the celebrity runs out, it's hard sometimes. It's a hard knock life sometimes. Child, when he was on Celebrity Fat Camp, he showed his whole ass. He sure did. Yeah, stage 4 lung cancer. Oh, I knew it was cancer. I forgot which type. So lung cancer, stage 4. Yeah, that's really bad. Yeah, when he was on Celebrity Fit Camp, I remember him from Celebrity Fit Camp too, child. Him and the girl that played Joni on Happy Days. But her poor thing, she was a drug addict. She was just trying to get some money to get high. Her and her husband living in their trailer. And I felt bad for her too. Because she didn't even need Celebrity Fit Camp. She was just on there trying to get the money. Not justice for Lisa Turtle. I'm not doing this with you. All right, you guys. So I will see you guys later. P-Valley got... Oh, you know what? That's the last thing. Hold on. Thank you, Brandon. I was going to tell y'all that the NAACP Image Awards nominations came out today. I will go over that before I get off of here. Thank you, John. Brandon. Hold on. Let me get to it. All right. But P Valley got 6 NAACP nominations. Okay. I'm here for P Valley getting the 6 nods. Entertainer of the Year. The nominees are D Nice, Regina King, Viola Davis, Trevor Noah, and Tyler Perry. I'm here for D Nice winning. And I'm gonna tell you why I'm here for D Nice winning. Because D Nice kept us during COVID. He would stay up all night playing music and DJing through COVID. Okay. He even had Michelle Obama in there getting busy. Okay. I'm here for D Nice because I feel like what he did from his living room to get people through COVID, I'm here for that. I'm here for D Nice winning. I'm here for D Nice. Outstanding. He's in the bushes because he dropped down when he saw Belize. So he's in the bushes. Outstanding comedy series, Black as Fuck, which I didn't even watch that. Blackish, Grownish, Insecure, The Last OG. I'm here for Insecure winning that one. I'm here for Insecure. Yeah, Club Quarantine was everything. I'm here for D Nice. Outstanding drama series. Now listen, y'all tell me, put it in the chat. I'm gonna read outstanding drama series. Y'all put in the chat which ones y'all think y'all want to win. All Rise, Bridgerton, Lovecraft Country, Power Book 2, and This Is Us. Which one y'all want? Which one y'all want to win? I'm gonna tell y'all which one I want after y'all tell me which one y'all want. Lovecraft. This Is Us. Bridgerton, All Rise. David Makes Man isn't on the list, Abby. You did not hear me say. See, that's what's wrong with black people now. You didn't hear me say nothing about David Makes Man. That was not an option, ma'am. I'm gonna need you to stick to DC. Now you playing. See, now y'all playing. Actually, my vote is Lovecraft Country as well. That's my vote as well, is Lovecraft Country. Outstanding album, Alicia Keys, Brandy, John Legend, Jeannie Aiko, hope I said her name right, and Lettucey. I don't care about, no disrespect to any of them people, but I don't care. Outstanding male artists, Big Sean, Black Thought, Charlie Wilson, Drake, and John Legend. I still don't care. Outstanding female artists, Beyonce, Her, Jasmine Sullivan, Lettucey, Alicia Keys. Don't care. Outstanding new artists, Chica, Doja Cat, D Smoke, Giveon, and Skip Marley. I'm gonna just go with Skip Marley just because I love Bob Marley, and I'm guessing that they related. I don't know. Outstanding soul R&B song, Her, I Can't Breathe, Lettucey, Anything for You, Jenny Aiko, Beyonce, and Chloe and Halle, Do It. I'm gonna go with Chloe and Halle because I feel like Do It went viral and it blew up. Outstanding hip hop song, Big Sean, Megan Thee Stallion, Savage, the remix, Missy Elliott, Cool Off, Drake, Laugh Now, Cry Later, Future and Drake, Life is Good. I don't care. And that was just the ones they had listed, but I'm sure you can go to the NAACP website and find the whole list. Yeah. So, I'm happy for all the nominees. It's always nice to be acknowledged for your work. So with that being said, let me get ready to get off of here. Once again, thank you guys for being here. I hope everybody that's in here is subscribed to the channel. I hope y'all come back. If it's your first time here, come on back. Come on back, honey. And I will see y'all later. Peace.